Today about using Prime multi-track app for loops and to run tracks. The plus about starting with Prime over Ableton is it's just an easier way to get started. So a lot of people, Ableton is the industry standard right now for what people are using. But what I'm finding in smaller churches or people that don't have a lot of technology experience, they want to get their feet wet in running tracks and loops, but they're not ready to dive into something like Ableton and an extra keyboard. Sometimes there's only 3 or 4 people in the band, and so the keyboardist or the drummer or someone's having to run everything, so they want something that's a little simpler for them. And so Prime multi-track provides that. When you're in that situation, you can kind of grow into Ableton, but this is a great way to start. Plus, the greatest fact about it is it's free. It's a free download, and some churches are not ready to make that monetary commitment either. So let's go to, first of all, we're joining in here. We got freshman and sophomore class here, loopcommunity.com. We're going to go there first, which is at the top of my screen, loopcommunity.com. And we're going to click on Prime, because that's the app that we're going to be using to play. And this is going to give you step by step, but I'm going to go through it so you can kind of understand. All of this can be new and overwhelming at times, especially if you don't have a lot of time to devote to it, so I'm going to try to be thorough as we go through. If you have a Mac, which is preferable for this kind of thing, for me, because that's what I know, you're going to go to the download on the App Store and you're going to download Prime. So go ahead and do that. And so I've had the class do some of that already. Download the app and then create your account. So it's always good to write down what username and what password that you chose for that, so you don't forget. If you're like me, I get busy and I get interrupted 5 times, and 3 minutes after I created the account, I can't even remember what I used for my password. So write it down so you know where it is, or save it somehow like that. Okay. So when you get to Prime, it's going to look like this. Using multi-tracks has never been so easy, and that really is true. I learned this in about 30 minutes, and so I know that it's really doable for anybody. So let's scroll down where it says Key Features. So what we're going to talk about is, what does this do? Okay, we want to play tracks, we want to play loops. What does Prime multi-track app do? Like I said, first of all, it's free, but the 7 things I wanted to let you know that I think are beneficial about this: it's a full 18-channel mixer, which means you can have a lot of sounds for the people that you don't have in your band. We never replace a person with a track, but what we don't have, we supplement with, and that's what we're trying to do with this. Number 2, you can import your own audio. As in, you create your own track, or a friend gives you a drum track that you want to use, you can import that right into Loop Community into Prime. Number 3, you practice the song, and it's a half step too high. You're missing it every time. You've got to lower the key. This will do that. You can change the key. Say the song is running at 150. Your singers aren't used to singing that fast. They can't catch their breath. They're falling behind. Guess what? With this, you can change the tempo as well. You can do section jumping. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're playing along and the Spirit of God is moving, and we don't want to be set into just how they did it on the original recording. So if we want to go back and hit that chorus 2 more times, it's possible to do very easy on this with just 1 click. So if you have to play and run it, you can do that. Number 6, you can customize the song. Let's say the way they do it on the recording, sometimes you know how they do those ending vamps and they do 22 of them, and you feel like you're tired by the 12th one. So you can customize the song to only repeat it 12 times. That can be done here. And number 7, auto panning, and this is very important. When you're playing with a loop, the click needs to be on the left, the track or the loop needs to be on the right. And I'm going to show you and help you communicate with your sound person also, if this is new for you, on how to make that happen. But that's how it needs to go. The click track needs to go on the left, so you hear it in your left ear. The track needs to go on the right. So what happens in your left ear does not go to the house, in other words, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so we're going to continue on. We just covered the key features, which, if you're following along on your screen, The key features are all right here, and I just went over the top 7 that I felt were pretty relevant to the church use setting. So let's go on there. You can run this off your phone, you can run it off your iPad, you can run off of a PC, but I run it off my MacBook, and they do now have it for a desktop. It just came out, I think, the first of this year, so I like it because it's bigger, and when I'm playing, I like having a bigger thing to mess with, as far as I can see it clearly, that I don't, my phone is small and I'm trying to reach over and, do something on my phone and it doesn't work out so well, and I've done that too, and so I learned the hard way. It's better for me to have something bigger. Anyway, okay. So whenever we are getting ready to, and I think everyone in class has your account set up and we're ready? Okay. Right now there is a free download on Loop Community. But let me tell you how you would do this if you want to import your own. I would have something set up. Let's say you bought a track from Worship Together or from another site that you wanted to import, or you created your own, you had someone make you a little loop that you wanted to import. So right here you can see where it says click here to start import, so click there. Then you're going to put your track information. So right now you're going to just leave that blank. We're just going to kind of walk through it. What's the name of the song? Who did it? Maybe you want to do Made Away. It was by Travis Green. Let's say he did that at 70 BPM. Everything has to be filled in though. You cannot upload without all this information. What's the time signature? 3/4, 4/4, 6/8. What key was it in? You're going to do it. Your track is in the key of C, so you're going to select key of C. All of those things have to be put in. Now, when you upload your audio stems, you can see what it says right here. It has to be an MP3, a WAV file, an M4 file, but they have to be zipped. So whatever file you have, and with Mac it's very easy. I just convert, I go over to here, I choose a file, and I can save as, and then I can compress, and that means it's zipped. If your file isn't zipped, it's not going to upload of your own personal file. So that's an important thing to know, that it has to be zipped for you to upload it. Okay, so once we choose the zip, we can upload from there. And once you've done that, you're going to get something that looks like this. This is my multi-track player, what it's going to look like. And for those in class, we're going to download the free song for you so you can see what it looks like here in just a minute. The free song this month on Loop Community is There Is None Like Our God, and it's a master track. So you can see here how many different instruments I have. I have the bass, piano, strings, synth, organ, background vocals, guitar, loop, drums, and another synth. Then I have cues, and I have a click track. Where are the cues and click track going to be? You can see they're red. What side are they running on? They're going in your left ear. They're coming out the left side. This is all coming out the right. Worst case scenario, you can't get this split. You can always turn these off. So if I want to turn them off, I just click, and these are now turned off. You'll never hear them, but we'll hear all of this. The downside of that, it's hard to get into a track without a count off. So, it can be done, but we're going to talk about how to split that left and right here in a minute, but I'm trying to get you through quickly. This is Arise You Are Good by William Murphy, so I'm going to play a little bit of it. Here's the verse. Watch as it goes across the top of the screen. It tells you where we're at in the song. This is verse number 1. Let's say all of a sudden your pastor says, we got to skip this. We need you to go right into the chorus. I'm going to click over here in the red where the C is. And so watch what happens.
Chorus 2, 3, 4.
It skips right there seamlessly. So if I need to, for time's sake, look at all these choruses. Maybe your director says, this is way too much and way too long. Okay.
Chorus 2, 3, 4.
Let's go to the outro. It's going to come right at the end of this chorus because they said go to the outro. End of the song. Okay, so I do like this about using Prime is that I feel like I can be playing, if somebody says repeat that chorus, I feel like you can reach up and just highlight so easy where you want to go next. It's very simple, and I do like that feature about it. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I'll show you a couple other things that it does. So let's say we have a great bass player, so we don't need to have
Intro,
bass.
2, 3,
We're going to turn it
4.
off.
Verse 2, 3, 4.
This time I have the background singers in there. But let's say you have singers, hopefully you do. That's why you're doing the song. We don't want to hear those. We want to hear our own singers. So let's just get rid of it. Turn it off. We don't need a full drum kit. We have a drummer, so turn it off. Because your drummer is going to be playing.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
And certainly guitar players do not like us to leave full guitar in. I can tell you from experience.
Verse 2,
Get rid of the
3,
guitar.
4.
Because you already have that. But maybe your organist was sick that day, so you really need to add the organ in. Maybe your aux keyboard person was sick and couldn't be there, so you're going to keep that in. Okay, let's talk about another scenario just in case. Let's just say that you can't split this left and right.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
It's dangerous to do, I don't like to do it, but let's say we can't, we'll take it out. We'll take out the click and the cues if you absolutely have to, because you can't split it. But your time has to be impeccable, and you have to really have that in your ear. This is with the click. I can control the loudness of the click by doing the fader up and down. So see how simple it is? This is why it took me about 30 minutes. This is very easy to do. Okay, this is a track that I bought from Loop Community. Tracks can cost anywhere from $9 to $40, $9 to $40. It is an investment, but let me tell you the 3 different kinds that Loop Community offers. They do give you different types of tracks that you can buy. Let me see if I can get there quickly. Well, let me come back to that. When you go to where you can see Prime for Mac, because that's what I'm running, you can scroll down another page. There's common questions there. Where do I get tracks? This answers all the questions. It's going to tell you where to get them. As far as where you can get tracks for Prime, when you log in, you can scroll, you can search for songs. It's going to have the search bar there. What song you're looking for, you can search by song or artist, and then you can choose. They have premium tracks. Those are done by studio musicians. Those are going to be a certain color. They have community tracks, which those are done and contributed by members like me and you. We made the track and we're submitting it and we're selling that track. They said it was good enough that we could sell. And then you have the master track. Those are the stems from the original artist, which is always great. And of course, you can imagine the most expensive. So you're looking at probably $35 at least for master tracks from the original artist. But sometimes if that's your big song of, like, say, Easter Sunday, it's worth it for the $35. How do I import my audio tracks? Everything that you need here to run this is all listed on this page. And I wanted you to scroll down to where you see free track of the month. So all the students that are working with me here, scroll down to free track of the month. There is none like our God. So you can see over here, this one says it's the master track. This is done by the original artist, and they're giving you this free. So you can see how right now, multi-track to use in Prime right now, it's free. So scroll down there, click on free, and you're going to download that track. So now it's in my cart. So everybody got it? If you're doing that with us, okay, so go over to your cart. So you guys go over to your cart and you're gonna check out. It's free, so it's not gonna cost you anything. So then it shows, oh, look at my billing information. Holy moly. That wouldn't be good. Continue to next step. So go all the way to the bottom, continue to next step. Okay, you have to agree with the terms of service. There's no payment necessary. Continue to next step. And since there's several of us logged on here, it might slow us down just a little bit. Okay, awesome. Your order number is, and what's next? If you purchased it, which we have it, go to your available downloads. If you purchased an app track, your track is available in Prime. So let's go back to Prime and see if it's there. Do you show that song when you guys are back on it? You should be able to, when you log back in, you should be able to see it. You have it? Okay, and then you guys can play it and you have all the tracks right there. So it's as easy as that. Okay, so real quick, so you know how to download and how to do that. I want you to go back to Prime. Just, you don't have, if you're already messing around with that, that's fine. But I wanted you to see right here how to set it up. A lot of times we go places and the soundmen don't know what to do. And if they haven't done it before, it can be confusing, so I wanted to show you. When you look under how does the audio work, check out this diagram. So I'm going to click there, and this shows you exactly what your soundman would need to hook that up. You're going to come out of your iPad or your laptop, and you can see what kind of jack that you need. It's going to split into left and right, and see how they have them listed. One is going to be the tracks in the queue, the click in the queue, and one is the tracks. This needs to be the left. Click and queue need to be left. Tracks are on the right. Then those two are going to come out to the soundboard. So if you have a soundman that's unfamiliar, hasn't done this before, you could show them exactly. I think if they had this, they'd be a lot more confident on how to run that. And if you're traveling or you're setting something up for your church, you would know exactly what you need to buy to make that happen. There is a basic video that's about 2 minutes long they have here on how to get that set up. So you can always watch that when you go under the frequently asked questions. They have a lot of things there that would give you more support than what I've given you today. But I think like this technical 101, this basic audio routing, is really good. Watch that up to about the 2 minute marker, and it shows you exactly what it looks like if you wanted your soundman to take a look at that. So that is a great look at, I'm going to turn all these on, so I'm going to run back to King of Glory, because I think I bought the master track for this one.
Intro.
It's
3,
really
4,
awesome.
5, 6.
This is a really great track. So anyway, with all of that information, I hope that you're excited and you feel like you're ready to take about 30 minutes, learn how to use Prime, and start incorporating it in your church service.